Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. Part of the hopeful elect, Tabernacle of David. The Aquat that are listening and learning being a pillar of rest. The 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, so I'm noticing some things going on in the news and out there in the greater war, and it must be taken into consideration. Uh, this weapon is furbished. Okay, so let's get that real quick. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Right here. Okay, what does this furbished means? Let's go to 9. Okay, Ezekiel 21 and 9. Bear with me, Salakia. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Okay? It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Okay, so let's look at this. A sword, a sword. A sword is sharpened, right? And polished. What does that mean? A sword is being sharpened and polished. That means it's being made better, okay? Like if you take your weapon out, your gun, right, and you shoot it, well, that gun is on its way to not working if you don't what? If you don't clean your weapon. Take it apart, clean all the working parts, you oil it, right? You make it better. Because if you don't, right, that thing's going to jam, it's going to freeze up, you're going to destroy it. All right? So, sharpen, what do you do with your knife? Okay? You cut with your knife, you chopping shit down, and then your knife gets dull. Right? You got to make it better. You got to sharpen it. Understand? Yeah, you thought you was going to get me. No, it don't mean that. Yes, it does. It means to make it better, to improve upon. So when you start with a blade, right, and you end up with an ICBM, that's furbishing. That's sharpening. Okay, let's see. What else? Furbished, polished. Let's see. Sharpened, furbished. Is that it? Is that all we can glean? Pretty much. Sharpened, polished. Anyway. Yeah, you gotta put some oil on it. You gotta take care of it. You have to improve it. You have to take care of your weapon. Okay? When you see Esau, he's always cleaning the damn gun. Right? He's in the right spirit for that. Okay? Now, you got to take into consideration, all right, this devil been sharpening his sword. He is a sword. Okay, so let me see, where am I going with this? Oh, where else? Let's go here. Ephesians 6 and 12. Everybody knows this. Let's all say it together. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Let's read it up here. The NIV. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. Okay, now what can we attribute that to today? Because this devil been furbishing and sharpening his sword. All right? Well, that means it's a spiritual battle, does it not? Spiritual forces of evil. Who are the spiritual forces of evil? Well, let's find one. This guy, Slockett, brought his name up the other day. Where is he at? Aquino. Michael. Colonel. Michael. Aquino. Aquino, right? Now, this guy with the look. This nigga's representing the Lollipop Guild already. Like he's straight out of Munchkin Land representing the Lollipop Guild. Okay? So come on, Michael. Let's get the crazy witch. This nigga's a witch. Okay, look. Look what pops up. Well, that's CERN. Where's Colonel? Let's get that. Slovakia. I'm tripping. Colonel Michael Aquino. Aquino. Colonel Michael Aquino. This guy, why is this nigga looking crazy? Look at this. Look at this. Look what pops up. All right? So this dude is a witch. Now, what is he famous for? That's Aquino. That's Anton LaVey. That's a nigga who converted to Judaism. Stupid. Here it is. This nigga from the tribe of Judah converted. All right? So now what this takes us into, right? That's Aquino right here. Look at this dude. Okay? Temple of Set. All right? Now, what is this? Where is this going? Okay? It's going into the men that stare at goats. And we always go into this. But your boy had a heart attack the other day, did he not? They say he did. And that's war and rumors of war. But all these things have to be considered. Okay? What is the men that stare at goats? Was it just a movie? Or is there more to it? Look at this dude. When we talk about the men that stare at goats, why is this dude in the military? Devil worshiper holds sensitive army post at top brass say no problem. Why? Why? A senior U.S. military intelligence officer with secret security clearance admits he's also the founder and high priest of a satanic church. And amazingly, the Army says no problem because the Army from the top down is about this. Okay, now we move into the men that stare at goats. Let's see. Let's go back here. Slovakia, bear with me. Let's go back to the original search. Okay, do we get goats in here at all? Angels and demons. Angels and demons. See, that goes into CERN. Is that CERN? We went back too far. Let's see. There we go. All. Where's goats at? Long, strange trip of Michael Aquino. Okay, the Temple of Set. We're looking for, look, from PSYOP to Mind War. Let's look at this. Okay. Mind War. What is Mind War? Look at this. Where is this going? Okay. What is it saying? In the later 70s, right, psychological operations PSYOP doctrine in the U.S. Army had yet to emerge from the disappointment and frustration of the Vietnam War. Okay, so this is what happened after Vietnam. They were furbishing the sword. Okay, going into what? Into mind war, the war in your mind. You're a slave, Neo. Hey, this is the psychology of victory. All right, from PSYOP to mind war. What is mind war? Figure it out. Mind war was now touted by the lunatic fringe as conclusive proof that the Pentagon was awash in black magic and devil worship. Always have been. What is the Pentagon anyway? What is the Pentagon itself? All right. That's not the Baphomet? Of course it is. All right. So, where is this going? Okay. It's going into the men that stare at goats. Let's get to it. Let's cut to the chase here. Okay. All right. Why did Vladimir Putin, let's see, man, that stare at goats? Is it a film? Or they were staring at goats, right? They were staring at goats to kill them with their mind. Understand? We have to get through the rigmarole. The film premiered, satirical black comedy war film, yeah, right. Adapted book of the same title. Is a non-fiction book concerning U.S. Army's exploration of New Age concepts and the potential military applications of the paranormal. What is the paranormal? The title refers to attempts to kill goats by staring at them and stopping their hearts. Okay? You understand that? So if they're furbishing this sword and doing what the title refers to attempts to kill goats by staring at them and stopping their hearts. This is a book about the military. Okay? In short, here's the plot. In short, prelude, U.S. Army General Dean Hopgood is painfully thwarted in attempts to pass paranormally through a solid wall by simply running into it. Okay, so this is getting into witchcraft. All right? Okay, if you watch this movie, let's see, the crew had been unwilling to fire on Viet Cong soldier before being shot. Anyway, okay, so this is the movie, but the point of the movie is based on nonfiction, right? Where do we go? Book of the same title. It's Men That Stare at Goats is a nonfiction book. Okay, this is about. Let's go back. It's about this. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world. And so these are the human being, right? The Rothschilds and their ilk, but this is who they're dealing with. The spiritual demon Satan. And against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realm. That's Satan, who works for the Most High. The spiritual demon Satan, who works with the Most High, for the Most High, okay, but is in charge of Esau, the sword. So all of this is a furbished sword, right? And they were given, right, a whetstone, if you will, and they started working on this stuff right after Vietnam. What stuff? The men that stare at ghosts. Now, after all of that has been said, 2 days ago, did Russian President Vladimir Putin collapse on the floor from what? A heart attack? Now, I'm not saying, this is what I put in, Putin's heart attack and remote viewing. Men that stare at goats is about remote viewing. Being able to travel, right, in the spirit world to go launch an attack on somebody, right, in a different dimension, if you will. Getting into CERN and ghosts and spirits and demons and all of that. Angels and demons, okay? But what are we looking at? We're looking at spiritual warfare, is it not? Did this nigga pass out from a heart attack because he was attacked by remote view? Hey, we're at war. World War III is on, if you haven't noticed. Cardiac arrest, heart attack, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days. Okay? And of course they're going to hide it. If it's true, they're going to put one of the 9 body doubles up, massage this nigga's heart and get him back on in the picture, right? Okay, so that's one thing. Let's look at this real quick. What's this? Havana syndrome. What is Havana syndrome? Okay, what is Havana syndrome? The sound. Mystery of Havana syndrome. Where am I going with this? Okay, well, the sword has been furbished. There are many ways to wage war in the 21st century. Okay? Havana syndrome is basically, look at this, secret espionage warfare or mere medical disorder. Havana syndrome. An invisible energy. What are they dealing with? Here, they're dealing with lasers, right? Are they not dealing with lasers? Havana syndrome, likely due to directed radio frequency, DEW, directed energy weapon, right? Well, what is, what do they call it? What do they call that? Iron Dome, Iron Sword? What is Iron Sword? Iron Sword. You know what Iron Dome is, right? Operation. Iron Sword Operation. What is that? Oh, what do we got here? Iron Swords. 2 weeks ago, Israeli defense launched Operation Iron Swords following Hamas attack. Now, what is Iron Sword? What could it be? Wish somebody would just come out and say it. Launches Operation Iron Swords. What is that? Will they say what it is? Let's see. I just want a shorty. A sortie with a shorty.
We're standing up.
Okay, so these things, we're connecting the dots here. All right? Because what are we not? We are not ignorant of what? Satan's devices. whether it be a drone. Okay, so
They will respond. PM has ordered.
Let's listen again.
Israel has announced that they will retaliate, they will respond. PM has ordered a major operation against Hamas. That's the latest coming in. So, Israel basically announcing Operation Iron Swords. The PM orders official declaration of war. Major operation against Hamas has been launched. In focus is South Israel and the Gaza Strip. 10K reserves are going to join the IDF. That's the latest information which is coming in. Israel, of course, now vowing to avenge this attack, saying that Hamas has done a huge mistake. Earlier, also, they had said the same, and now they.
So they're not going to say what Iron Swords is, but we're going to go find it. What is the Iron? Okay, you got Iron Dome, right? Well, what is Iron Sword? And are they hiding it? Let's see. What is Iron Sword? What is Operation Iron Sword? Let's see. Then there it goes. Let's see if we can glean some information on this. Bear with me. It says, look at this. This comes up immediately. The ongoing armed conflict. All right, and I don't want that. I just want what it is. Okay, because what they're doing is they're hiding what an iron sword actually is by calling this the war. Palestinian. I want weapons. Iron sword weapon. See what this, I'm gonna see if they're gonna see how they're not giving it to me. We have to ferret this damn thing out. Iron sword weapon. That ain't it. See? How about Israeli weapon? Okay. You got the Iron Dome. Let's see. Iron Dome. Iron Sword. I might be saying it wrong. See how it came up finally? Got to make them. Okay. All right. Oh, that's Iron Dome, Slovakia. I want sword. Iron Beam. Beam? You actually going to call it a beam? What is the Iron Beam? Okay. Iron Beam. Can you believe they call it? You got the audacity to call it a beam? It's a laser. Light shield is a directed energy weapon. What's that? I thought that these things, this is, what do you call it? Conspiracy theory, right? Light shield. Iron beam is a directed energy weapon. Air defense system unveiled. Okay, so we're already dealing with lasers, particle beams. Look at, including lasers, says a directed energy weapon is a ranged weapon that damages its target with highly focused energy without a solid projectile, including lasers, microwaves, particle beams, and sound. Potential applications of this technology include weapons targeted at personnel, missiles, la 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 la. Okay, so when you're dealing with Havana syndrome, what's that? Havana syndrome is a what? Microwaves or particle beams or sound beams of frequency, right? Including lasers, technology, right? Or even what? Men that stare at goats, which is what? Remote viewing. And here's the point, all right? The point I'm making is this, all right? Let's get what? 2 Corinthians? 2 Cor 2 and 11. All right? You're bringing out no scripture. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Well, let's see. What happened the other day? How about, what's this guy's name? Card. Card, right, gets new hearing aid. Before attack. What does that mean? You're gonna hide it? You gonna hide it? Are you serious right now? Give me this. How do we do that? Copy. Take it here. Iron beam. Okay, we broke down iron beam. Not iron beam. Was it iron beam? Iron beam. It's a laser that they're over there using right now. Amazing. Card may have targeted deaf people. What? Okay, here we are. Target deaf friends. Financial assistance for hearing aids. What are we looking for? This guy was fitted for hearing aids. He just got some new hearing aids. Right? Now they're going around it. Now it's saying he targeted his deaf. Okay. No, he got new hearing aids and then he was hearing voices. How about that? You backtracking off of that, or are you figuring out how to get around it? May have targeted deaf people during. How do you target deaf people? Believing they insulted him. Why did they insult him? Where is it at? Where does it start? Still at large, Robert Card appears to have targeted deaf cornhole. What? Attended a what? Okay, a cornhole night for deaf people. Card, an avid cornhole player, had recently suffered a significant hearing loss and taken to wear high-powered hearing aids. His family told the Beast. Now, see, these are the kind of things that I, latch on to. I notice things like this, right? I noticed that, why are hearing aids? So we got hearing aids and all this deaf shit, right? His sister-in-law said someone became paranoid and thought he could hear the voices of people talking about him, including at the bar. His sister-in-law, Katie Card, said he, meaning Card, the shooter, had become paranoid and thought he could hear the voices, what? Of people talking, including at the bar and bowling alley, which were targeted, leaving. Okay, he would get mad and claim that we didn't believe him. We tried to listen to him and tell him that nobody was talking about him. So what he's saying is, I hear voices. Nigga, you got new hearing aids on. Did the voices tell you to pick up the AR-15 and go to the fucking bowling alley? I bet they did. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? It'd be one thing if, you know, what is that thing that they have where you can hear voices in your head? It's they call it, I forget, the bone phone or something like that. They have technology where they can, you know, use extra low frequencies so that you can hear voices. But this has to do with hearing aids. That's too simple. Okay? That's too simple. They're telling you right here. Card, an avid cornhole player, right, had recently suffered significant hearing loss and taking to wearing high-powered hearing aids. Huh? And then he was hearing voices. Okay, let's say this. Shooter heard, watch all the things pop up. Shooter said, we'll mention no name, I'm hearing voices in my. Let's see how many things pop up for this. Not even card. Heath High School shooting, convicted meth. Did he still hears the voices, right? In his head. 25 years ago? A Kentucky man who killed 3 students and wounded 5 in a school shooting 25 years ago. This nigga was hearing voices in his head saying, go out and do this. This is old. Look at this. 2021. Florida suspect, this is 2018, said he heard voices telling him, huh? Did the nigga get new hearing aids? 17 patients after shooting. Okay, see? Nothing about yesterday, right? Or the most recent. These are all still hearing voices, right? I am the demon. What? So you see what's going on here with these shootings. This is them perfecting or furbishing their sword. Robert Card. Did we just read this? Is this the same thing? Apparently. Okay. The point is he said he was hearing voices. Of course he was. They fitted you. First you were in the middle. You're in the middle ward. You had Bellevue, nigga. And then they fit you with a hearing device. All right? They're not going to program you and then tell you exactly where to go and how to act because you're a mind-controlled. All right, so now one more. Okay, where's this guy? I got one more. Salakia, bear with me. I'm just showing you how technology works today. All right, this guy. Listen to this. Wait.
We're all hoping tomorrow.
Okay, now, this is an hour ago, right? So apparently the U.S. went in and bombed Syria or bombed Iran in Syria because Iran, right? Iran bombed. We're going to let him tell the story. Iran bombs the U.S. in Syria. And what did they say happened to the ones that got bombed? We're going to let him tell it. Go ahead.
As possible.
Salaki.
And last night.
Let's go back to the top. This guy annoys me, but I got to use this right now. So take it away. Slovakia. This is how they do, you know. Now listen to old Greg here tell his story. I'll show you.
What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NY Prepper. It is Friday, October 27th, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now it is 10:35 a.m. East.
Now notice, we're talking about the military, we're talking about military weapons. Okay? And you have to, your ears and your eyes got to be open to these things to understand the type of warfare that we're undertaking in the 21st century. Now listen close.
Time here in the United States. We have some major breaking news coming in this morning. So late last night, the U.S. conducted airstrikes on Iranian militias and the IRGC, which
now he's going to tell you why the U.S. was striking back, because the U.S. was struck. And when he tells you what happened to the people that were struck, you have to immediately understand this is some unconventional warfare. Take it away.
is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. And so this is the first time that the U.S. has actually physically gotten involved during this whole situation the last 2.5 weeks with Israel and Hamas. So let me just read to you this official statement coming from the U.S. Department of Defense. And this was released late last night. This is an official statement from Lloyd Austin, the Defense Secretary. Today, at President Biden's direction, U.S. military forces conducted self-defense strikes on 2 facilities in eastern Syria used by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and affiliated groups. These precision self-defense strikes are a response to a series of ongoing and mostly unsuccessful attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militia groups that began on October 17th. As a result of these attacks, 1 U.S. citizen contractor died from a cardiac incident.
Died from a cardiac incident. Okay. Huh? Let's listen to more.
Sheltering in place. 21 U.S. personnel suffered from minor injuries, but all have since returned to duty.
Now let's listen to what he says right now. Damn. Devil is trying to break it up. Hold on. He's about to say something significant about those 21 that were injured. Listen.
The president has no higher priority than the safety of U.S. personnel, and he directed today's action to make clear that the United States will not tolerate such attacks and will defend itself, its personnel, and its interests. Okay, so this was directed by Biden, okay? And they say that 21 U.S. personnel suffered from minor injuries, but from what we heard 2 days ago, 19 of them had TBI, traumatic brain injury. So I'm not sure if I believe the minor injury thing here, but 1 contractor died from a cardiac incident. So this is huge news, guys. Okay, they struck 2 facilities in eastern Syria used by the
traumatic brain injury. What's that? It sounds like directed energy weapon. Okay. So the question is are they using lasers and directed energy and frequencies and things outside? Just cyber attacks. All right. This is asymmetric warfare at its best. So just stay alert. All right. All right. Be able to know, hey, you might come under attack. You'd be like, I feel funny. I feel somebody might be aiming a weapon. Havana syndrome. All right. All right. Let's get some on the way out. But back to this, all right? Let's read some of these different versions. Now that we have, you know, a little, you know, information to deal with, all right? Let's read it in the King James. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is Ephesians 6 and 12. Everybody knows this. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, not on a carnal level, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? Spiritual host. What does that mean? What does host mean? Armies. All right? Satan's got an army. Right? So the point is, if you think a gun is your worst enemy, hey, they got remote viewing, they got lasers, they got extra low frequency, they got 5G, they got all sorts of new stuff. All right? So the only way, right, when you get to this level of warfare, spiritual warfare, the only way you can win is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And it goes on. Therefore, take up the full armor of the Most High, so that when the day of evil comes, you'll be able to stand your ground, having done everything to stand. All right? So, hey, remember, the fight is completely spiritual. Even if you go down, right? Just stand. All right? Just, hey. Take no thought. Right? Take no thought. Just trust in the Most High and lean not. Right? Trust in the Most High with all your mind and lean not. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Hey, you're at war. Wherever you go, stepping out of your front door, you're at war. All right? So soldier up. All right, soldier on. All right, drive on. Get you a drive-on rag and drive on with a you know, the high hard one. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and sisters, shalom.